right. Looked like you're reaching down. Going to have a little sip before we start.
I was.
Let's do
I
it.
know, okay. Got some nice ambiance of the cars in the back.
I love it.
This is cool. You comfy?
I'm comfy.
Okay, we ready to hit it?
Let's do it.
Okay, or we do the intro prior and then hit this.
Yeah, let's do a little intro before because, I mean.
So like this.
You want to kick it off?
Sure. Hey, welcome to Dadhood.
Welcome to Dadhood.
It's Frankie and Thomas, and we're back once again.
We're back. We are outdoor streaming live.
We're literally set up on a corner in Cottonwood Heights outside of our favorite coffee shop.
That's it.
And we're kind of like against the brick wall. We didn't want to be against the window because that would have been just a little weird with people like on the other side of the window watching us as we're talking.
Or in there would have been even a little more strange.
Kind of weird, right?
Maybe next time.
Yeah, but we got a lot to talk to. I want to talk about your guys' trip abroad with the kids.
Awesome.
And how that went, and just we'll kind of do a little catch up with each other.
Let's do it.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Dadhood, I be reppin' dadhood. Welcome to the podcast. Show 'em how the dads do it. Yeah, dadhood. I be reppin' dadhood. Let's go.
So to kind of speak a little further what you just started with, starting off the show, like we're literally out and about with this equipment. This is pretty cool.
This is amazing. This is what we've been talking about this whole time, like stepping outside of the traditional studio environment, and you never know where we're going to show up.
I love
or
this.
where we're going to be.
So
right?
this it's like, and we're not even like plugged into anything, and this is all like from a battery. This is all, I just love this equipment. I love where we are now. Like we talk about like technology and how, I mean, it's a slippery slope, right?
It is.
Because especially with our kids, and we talk about the technology, and if we're not careful on that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even know what that looks like, right? As a parent, you try, because I don't know, but we do know that there's like a disconnection there. Like if we let them go kind of off the rails with the technology.
I mean, we've gone off the rails
Absolutely.
with technology, but to your point, like we never know where it's going to go. But look at this, though. Who would have ever thought that you and I could just be randomly no power source, streaming this whole thing?
This is pretty
at
cool.
This quality.
Yeah.
It's next level.
It's impressive. So we're excited. So we're literally
Yeah.
sitting on the corner, and you're looking at somebody on their bike. You got cars going by in the background. We got the nice backdrop of the Wasatch Front.
Oh, man.
It's amazing.
How beautiful is it today, too?
So it's really nice. And I'm just watching the clouds. I'm like, because the water wouldn't be good for this equipment. But other than that, we're golden, man.
If all of a sudden we just end, my friends, like it's not you, it's us. We got to get out.
Well, and then we're right kind of under a tree, so I'm kind of watching and thinking I don't see any bird activity because I don't want any birds taking a dump on this thing. It's right there. All of a sudden you just hear it end.
It's like,
Yeah.
what was that? And it just ends.
All right, so let's kind of start off the conversation here. So you guys went, this is like the trip of a lifetime. You guys went abroad to Ireland.
We did. I mean, it's all like, can we even take a step back, though?
Okay.
How many conversations have you and I had where we've been debating, because they're financially, I mean, these trips take a lot.
Yeah.
Right? And not even just mentally, emotionally, all the planning, everything that goes into it.
You're not just going down to Phoenix.
No.
You're going like halfway around the world.
And you're taking your whole family, which is like everything that means anything to you is going with you. So you're like, okay, here we go. A lot of planning. But you and I had talked multiple times about this. You can't take everything with you, and you just need to book the trip already.
Uh-huh. Because
Right?
your life is short.
It is short.
It is short.
And you, Tammy, Axel, you guys are constantly, you're going out to like Italy, you're traveling. And I was like, you know what, Frankie, we're going to book it. We've been talking about it for years, getting over to Ireland and checking it out. And it just came down to, I think I was at home and I'm like, let's buy the tickets. If we buy the tickets, which is one of the heaviest lifts financially, I'm like, if you buy the tickets, you're in.
Well, it's because with a lot of things, if you sit there and you kind of mull it over, and it's why, I mean, you don't want to just go crazy and willy-nilly on everything or anything, like, but you give it too much thought, you overthink it.
Absolutely.
And then I think you're guilty of it. I know I'm guilty of that. And a lot of people are guilty of it. I mean, I can talk myself out of something that is so good.
Oh.
Like by just thinking about it and being like, you know what? I'm not doing it.
Right?
Seriously.
Which is so wild. So yesterday I was chatting with Stacy on the podcast.
And she's a therapist, right?
She's a therapist. And she was talking about the whole concept of we have to allow ourselves to get into uncomfortable positions in order to grow.
Yeah.
Right? We know this.
Right.
Booking the trip is a very uncomfortable position because you're like, are the kids going to appreciate it? Are we going to have a good time? And we call them a trip because it's different than a vacation.
Oh, yeah.
When you take the family, it's a trip.
Well,
right?
like you said, and the price on it. I mean, they're not
Oh.
cheap. And then going back to like so the first time that we took our boy, who is 8 now, he's getting ready to turn 9. We took him to Italy for the first time at 7. That's a pretty loud truck right there.
That's a lot.
Yeah. We took him at 7, and that was kind of our thing. Like, dude, is he too young? Is he going to appreciate this? And again, we didn't overthink it. We thought, well, if he doesn't, he doesn't. But we're pretty sure and hoping that he does appreciate it.
Sure.
And he's been another time since, but this is all he talks about. And that was all he talked about after that first trip.
That's amazing.
7 years old, and we walked 90-something miles each trip in that week and a half that we were there. He loved it, fell in love with it. So, I mean,
oh, yeah.
to answer any parent's question out there, are they too young for a trip like that? Just do it. I guarantee they're going to remember something from that.
Well, and you have to also think at a certain point, like, yes, you're doing it for your kids, but there's a side you're doing it for yourself as well.
And you want
right?
to share that, though. You want to make
Yeah.
memories with your. I mean, what kind of? And that's an amazing memory to have.
Oh,
To go to Italy or Ireland or just somewhere different, somewhere
Yeah.
far away with your kid or kids.
I mean, I get stoked as an adult now leaving and going somewhere far because you're just like, what an adventure, let alone when you're going to a European, continent, wherever you're heading, and you're just embracing this whole new culture.
Yeah, it's a new experience.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like one of the best parts, okay? Like when you and I were like chatting about this, I'm like, one of the best parts is the fact that none of us knew at like where we're at, what we're doing, but we're all leaning on each other. Like watching the boys lean 100% on Katie and I and just trusting that we're going to take them where they need to go.
That's a lot of pressure for a parent. You're
it's
like,
a lot of pressure.
oh man, we don't want to lose these kids. They want to get us somewhere like, oh gosh,
Right.
Daddy's going to prison. He's got to defend the family, and he's going to be going to prison. Daddy loves you. He's got to do what he's got to do.
But Daddy needs to transform right now into a different man in order to survive.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. But I don't know, man. There's something exhilarating about that.
Oh.
It can be scary, and definitely a little unnerving. To go to a place that's new
my
and not
gosh.
know, and just kind of, that's the way we like to travel.
Yes.
I mean, we'll have like some of the things. I mean, we fly into a city, and then of course we have a place that we're staying, but that's the extent of it. We don't really know, and now we know. We're kind of familiar with where we've gone
Sure.
in Italy, but you still, I mean, you're familiar to an extent, and it's such a big country, and there's things that we're seeing for the first time all the time, and there's still some little little reservations of okay, I don't know. And of course you go into dad mode, parent mode.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, like you said, you're all in it together. You're sharing this experience. This is something that they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
And I think like from my standpoint, I love to know like how you feel. I think I'm like more hyper vigilant when I'm there the first 1 or 2 days. Then I kind of start relaxing a little bit. You feel like you're getting the flow, right?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But dude, you land in that airport and it's like,
You're like, you stay with me. You do
I'm
not
like,
go far.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know where we're at. Like I'm thinking Liam Neeson.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And you should. I think you
Yeah.
should, like, especially if you're traveling abroad, I think, or anywhere for that matter. I mean, you should be that way even domestically. If you have little kids, or just if it's you or if it's with your spouse or whatever, I think you need to be aware of your surroundings, of where you are, because something can happen anywhere. Doesn't matter if
anywhere.
it's the safest place. I mean, you got to take that.
Yeah.
But don't be overly paranoid. But you do want to be aware and kind of who's around you and what's around you.
Absolutely.
And especially if you're abroad, because that was the thing. The first time that we took him, man, we were like, dude, you do not. And not only we were freaked out about, the worst case scenarios, like somebody taking him, but just with the cars. And you know how it is in Italy, and you got mopeds and bikes, and it's just crazy. And I'm like, dude, if you stray 2 feet off the sidewalk or this direction or that direction, you literally could be killed. And we would say that, like, you have to be paying attention. We're paying attention, but you have to be paying attention. Because those tight streets and these cars,
gosh.
and they're little cars, but it's big enough to kill you.
Well, and the kids are just on like 100%. They're in vacation mode.
Yeah.
We're on trip mode.
Mhm.
They're in vacation mode, and they're just looking around, walking in the streets like, whoa, grab them real quick. Come on, buddy.
Right. But there's that fine line of being on trip mode and then like in parent mode. So you
totally.
that balance. But I'm the same way as you though. As soon as we get there for the first day or so, I'm definitely hyper vigilant on what's around me and then you get a little bit comfortable, but
For sure.
you don't want to get too comfortable.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever,
Yeah.
in like life in general,
Exactly.
you get too comfortable.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when things just kind of creep in. But
Exactly.
because speaking about Italy, so Katie and I went there before we became parents, and that was like, the whole like planning of the trip before you become like the mom and dad and life gets. So it's like I forget what they call it, baby mooning or something. I don't know.
I think it is a baby moon.
Yeah, baby
yeah.
moon. So we decided to go to Italy, but we went 2 weeks and just stayed in Rome the whole time.
Oh, you were there for the whole 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys
we
were just
walked.
there. Yeah.
We walked.
I love that city.
It's amazing, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I should have rented a car. So this time, I'm like, I'm renting a car.
Nice.
When we hit, like, that was that moment where it's like, that was a life lesson that no matter where we travel now, especially 2 weeks, have to get a car and get out.
See, and
right?
we've never, we've been to Italy several times over the years, and pre-Axel, our boy, and we've never rented a car. Now, with a past relationship, I rented a car, but for the most part, we've never rented one until this next trip that we're getting ready to go on. We're going to pick up my cousin and her husband in Detroit, and we're all flying to Italy, and that's the Italian side. So she wants to see the village where my grandpa was born, and I've seen that before with my, in a couple of lifetimes ago with another relationship. But yeah, that's the only time that I'm going to be renting a car. I shouldn't say the only time, but in a long time. I haven't rented a car in a long time. And that I'm excited about that because it opens up a completely different world. We do a lot of the trains, we're training it from city to city, but
Sure.
this is completely different. And it was way different for you because
dude.
you're on the other side of the road, other side of the car. That I still can't get my head around. At least in Italy, it's the right side of the road. You're on the normal side of the car. So how was that? Because that had to have been, as a parent, as a dad, I don't want to kill my family.
Oh my gosh.
That's a little terrifying. And how was it like leading up to it? Were you in your head, or were you trying to kind of battle that
I was good except for the night before. The night before, I was laying there in the bed, and I'm like,
before you left, or before you got the car?
The night before we got the car.
Okay.
So this is like 2 days in, right? So we go into Dublin, we're hanging out, everything's good. And then it's like, oh, let's get the car so we can travel. And our first travel was like almost 3 hours away. So it's not like, hey, let's grab the car, kind of get used to it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
baptism by fire.
Yeah, so we're sitting there, and I was like, you know what, Katie, how about, because originally we weren't going to have GPS in the car, which, my friends, if you go to Ireland, pay the extra to get GPS.
What is it, like extra $15 a day or something?
Yeah. And so
I've heard that before. We actually had
my
some
gosh.
friends, and it's our boxing coach over at Brickyard Boxing, this guy, Rob, and he's got a girlfriend who's Finnish.
Yeah.
So her family's all over there, and we got a chance to recently meet her. And that's exactly what he said. And she said, she's from Finland, grew up there, has been here forever, but still has a strong Finnish accent. And she's like, get the GPS, but said it with a Finnish accent. She's like, get it. Pay the extra $15. You won't be sorry. So good call on getting that.
Oh my gosh, that would have been a nightmare. Like it would have been a nightmare. There are more roundabouts, Frankie, within a 1 mile radius than I think we have in Salt Lake collectively.
That's funny.
Right? So we end up, we go get the car, and thank goodness Katie was like, you know what? Let's just do it as a family, which added a little bit more pressure because at first I was like, well, if
She wanted to get the car as a family?
as a family.
Okay.
And then because we were checking out of the hotel, and then we just had them hold the bags, and we're going to go get the car. We'll be back, right? And we pick up this car, and right out the gate, on the steering wheel, there's an arrow pointing, and it says, keep in the left lane.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
So
let me so confusing, man.
Oh, yeah. Let me even back up. So we're sitting there talking to the agent, and I was like, hey, buddy, listen. And I'm trying to give him one of these, like, I'm trying to be cool in this moment. Help me out here.
Yeah, I'm freaking out inside.
Yeah, inside I'm like, I don't know. He's like, have you ever driven over here before? I'm like, no, I have not. And he goes, okay. He gives me one of these, like, okay. Like
He's like, you're going to need the insurance.
Yeah. Which, like, Ireland and it's like one other country are like the only two the American Express will not cover the insurance.
Oh boy.
And I should have known in that moment,
Yeah.
I'm about to get myself into something here, right? So
We're changing it. We're going to Disney World.
I'm like,
Ireland's off the
Is
table.
it too late? Is it too late? So I look at the guy. I was like, hey, man, do you have any upgrades? Thank goodness. He upgraded me to a vehicle that had GPS in it.
Ooh, so you were going to go without
I
it.
was going to go without.
Ooh, boy.
And he was really cool about it. I think he was like, I
Yeah.
got you, right?
He's like, man, I like you.
I like
Yeah,
it.
you got a good vibe.
Yeah. Like you're not freaking out. All these other people are like upset that they're renting a vehicle. Like,
You're treating me with respect. If somebody would have treated me like an asshole, I would have been like, oh, yeah, no, rent this car without the GPS. Have fun. Stupid American. But it was probably just your demeanor. And he's like, all right, this guy's cool.
So we go and we're looking for the car. Find it. And I was like, okay, I'm walking the whole vehicle. I'm making sure I'm taking photos of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get in, and right out the gate, I almost made the mistake of jumping in what is our driver's seat, which would be the left-hand side of the vehicle.
Yeah, just out of habit.
And Katie gets in, and I'm thinking, oh my God, Katie's driving. and then everybody's in, and I'm like, oh no, it's over here. So just even opening the door on the passenger side.
It's ingrained in in our brains, man.
Get in. So here we go. We get in, kick the thing on, and then right out the gate, you're not taking a right to leave. You're not. Does that make sense? Like you're not taking a right and then jumping into the right-hand lane.
Totally. It doesn't make sense, but it does with what we're talking. Yeah. So it would be hard for my mind to get around that.
So I'm taking a right and jumping on the left side of the road.
Crazy.
And then we're going to get out of this thing. Another thing, we are not trying to drive in the countryside. We are downtown Dublin.
You might as well be driving in reverse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just why not? I mean, to put another fucking into the mix, just put it in reverse. I mean, it just sounds so confusing. It might as well be in reverse as well.
That's a trip because you go to turn your body to the right to reverse, and you're looking at nothing. So you have to turn your body to the left. Everything's
Good thing you're limber.
Oh yeah. I was like, thanks Taekwondo.
Yeah.
You're helping me out right now. Well, and I was like, if things get for real.
Yeah.
But so we're sitting there driving the thing out. I think it was good until maybe 1 minute right before the hotel we were going to go. The road, I'm now in the front. I'm the leading car in traffic.
So you can't follow anybody.
I can't follow anybody. I can't see to the left or the right, and it's a V. It's like going like a Y, like split.
Get the big fork in the road.
And I'm like, I don't really know. And my heart started racing. I was like, I'm gonna stay so cool.
Yeah.
I don't want my family to know this. But I may be driving us into oncoming traffic right now.
This is like the non-funny version of National Lampoon's European Vacation. At least that was funny. This wouldn't be funny.
No.
At all.
No.
Yeah.
And it was so great because at one point I was like, guys, have you been nervous at all? No, they were in the back watching their tablets. They were having the best time. Katie was super relaxed.
Isn't that because that speaks a lot to you, and I know we've had where we're somewhere and it's the same thing. Inside, I'm really anxious. I'm really nervous because you're in that protective mode. You want to make sure that the family's taken care of, and then they're all chill and cool. I mean, that says something about and it's good because I think that's a lot of parents. You don't want to show that you're freaking out, right? But you don't want to be you don't want to lie to. But you do. You get what I'm saying? There's a fine line with that. Even there's a fine line with that.
I do because I remember growing up, and my stepmom would be driving in the winter, and she did not like driving in the winter.
She'd let everybody know.
She would let us all, and I would be maybe the only one in the back. I know at one point that was a nice car. By the way.
That was sweet.
Yeah, that was really nice. But at one point, I think maybe my stepsister was up front. And we were coming around the corner, right where Brighton High School, coming off of Highland and going around that corner.
Oh, yeah, I know that. By the apartments,
She's just white knuckle yelling, "Don't stop! Oh my gosh, we're gonna slip!" And just going.
Boy.
So I'm thinking. I mean, I was laughing in the back because I thought it was hilarious.
But you grew up kind of with that.
But I remember that growing up, and I'm like, I am going to be super chill, even if we are slipping.
Yeah.
And I'm terrified.
Exactly.
I might start whistling. doing something like
Yeah.
I might start singing because I'm actually nervous, but I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it cool, keep that cool energy going.
See,
so.
there's something to be said for that. And speaking of the mountains, so like,
Yeah.
so this is something that I was just telling our friend Nate over at the Lifetime store. We were on a hike recently, and I was telling him about a visit from my cousins back in Detroit a couple of years ago. They came out here. We went on a hike in Provo Canyon. It was the hike to Stewart Falls, the waterfalls.
Yes.
And so it's my cousin and her brother. And right out of the chute, she's telling, and this is kind of, there's two parts to this story, and that like, was little teaching moments for Axel. Right from the very get-go, from the parking lot, she's like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And she kept saying it and kept saying it. Halfway through the hike, she's like, I can't go anymore. And we ended up, she's like, I'll wait here for you guys, because we were literally halfway to actually more than halfway to the falls. She's like, I'll just wait right here. It was a busy trail. So
so she made it halfway.
She made it halfway and then couldn't do it anymore.
Okay.
And it wasn't that, I mean, I get it for people that are not from here. So I think we get used to with hiking, and it's like, it's not that bad. But for somebody that's never done it, and she's probably not, I mean, she's in decent shape, but maybe not the best shape. So it really, but the fact that she kept saying it over and over, right? Over and over, I can't do this, I can't do this. And her brain was listening to her, and her body is like, yeah, you're right. We can't, and we're not. So I use that all the time with Axel. I'm like, you don't say can't, I can't, because you're literally, putting these roadblocks up, and you're not going to be able to do something if you keep saying, I can't do this, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Or this is hard, and it's like, yeah, it's hard, but it's all about the verbiage, man. You got to change that so you're not fooling yourself, because your brain is your best friend, right? It can be your most powerful asset, or it can be your worst enemy.
Oh,
it's what you tell it.
Quick.
So that's the first part of the story.
Oh,
so
I love it.
as we're coming back, though, we're all coming back. We catch up with my cousin Debbie, and we're heading to the car. And this kind of goes along with what you're talking about. So the storm rolls in, and it rolls in quick. And we're probably maybe a mile from the parking lot. So we're still a ways from, getting to the car. Storm rolls in, thunder, which I don't mind the thunder, but if the lightning soon follows, it freaks me out.
Sure.
I don't like being out in lightning, especially in the mountains or just outside. And it starts getting windy, and it starts lightning. And Axel is behind me, and he's kind of freaking out. And I'm keeping it cool, because now the wind is kicking up, and we're in the pines, and these big branches are falling. And I was just telling Nate this on the hike the other day, and they're kind of coming down around us, and you have to watch and make sure. But at the same time, we have to keep going.
Yeah,
and you have to not run, but we're going at a steady pace, because we're getting closer and closer to the car, and this thing is getting worse and worse. And what I was freaked out about was, obviously lightning and these branches, massive branches that are falling. And I kept it. I was just like, I'm not showing. Inside, I was flipping out.
Yes.
Inside, I was like, holy shit. And he's visibly he's crying. And I'm like, dude, it's totally cool. We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
We're almost to the car. We have to just keep going. You have to and just keep watching. Like, I'm watching above us. You hear something cracking, and cover your head, but keep walking. But look up so we can maybe jump out of the way. But we just have to keep moving. We have to keep moving. And even at one point, we get all the way almost down to the parking lot, and just below us, we heard this crack. It was like lightning, and then we hear this tree. This tree just fell, and it was there were some tents that were down there. And we're like waiting to hear as we're still moving. Like, hopefully we don't hear anybody screaming. We didn't hear anything, so nobody got hurt. But we were, again, talking about what you're talking about, like inside, I was terrified, but I didn't show any. I mean, you got to stay calm, right? You have to stay calm for your family and for your kids, but at the same time, you don't want to. I don't know. There's a fine line to that. Like, I did tell him, I'm like, dude, I was concerned, and I was definitely freaking out.
Yeah.
But you can't let that overpower you and cripple you. Like, you have to. That could save that's how something like this could save your life. If you just freeze up, then that could be detrimental.
Well, and you just nailed it. So you set two examples. The first example was you talked about the fact that in that moment you stayed calm and collective. You're showing them within chaos you can still manage your emotions and you can stay calm. You just are diligent. You're focusing on what you want. But two, you explain to them that you were still scared. So now in their mind, they're like, my dad never showed that.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he was scared, but he held himself and he just led us by example, and we got through it. And now you're setting that when they go through hard situations, when Axel's faced with a scary situation,
to not panic.
He's like, I'm going to get us through this.
Yeah.
And then after, I can explain the fact that, man, that was terrifying.
Yeah. And that's cool that you said
so
that. Yeah.
awesome.
And I have conversations with them about not panicking. You can feel anxious and afraid, but you have to stay in this mindset where you're going to get through it. And I use the example of, and this is something that's timely, and Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, Malcolm Jamal Warner, did you hear about this? He drowned.
Oh my gosh.
He drowned on Sunday as we're recording this, and he was down on vacation with his family. He's the same age as me. He's 54 years old. I didn't realize he had an 8-year-old, and I think he has another kid or two. I think he has a couple kids, and I know one is 8.
Ugh.
He drowned. He got caught in a riptide. And this is a conversation, because I was caught in one years ago when I lived in Florida, in Jacksonville. My brother, thankfully, just had a conversation with me before that, and I remember what he told me to do in that moment. Like, it came to me because I started to panic like everybody does. Riptides, most people I think know what they are, but maybe there's some that don't. So that's like a little area on like a beach if you're on an ocean or, on the Gulf. I don't know if I think they do form in the Gulf, but they're not as prominent as they are in like the East Coast and that sort of thing, or the West Coast Pacific. But there's these little areas that it's this current, this undertow, and it literally will pull you out. It'll pull you away from the beach.
And you can't even identify, like from the beach.
You can't see it.
Sometimes
sometimes if
the
you
water
know,
looks a little more murky, but you wouldn't know. It's not like you're like, oh my gosh, I can see the current going. You can't see it.
And they'll form and they'll disappear. So they'll be there for maybe days or something, or maybe it's just a day. I don't know the timeline, but I know that they're not. And then there might be some spots that are just, that's a riptide, but
sure.
Sometimes they just appear and they disappear. But if you get caught in it, it'll pull you out. And it doesn't matter how good of a swimmer you are. If you're Michael Phelps, you're not going to outswim it.
No.
So the first instinct, though, when that happens, is to swim. I got to swim in. And then you exhaust yourself, you drown. So I remember when this happened to me, and I was like 23 or 24. And we had just had a tourist when I lived down in Jacksonville, somebody that came from the Midwest or Northeast, and people die all the time, right? In these riptides. And I remember that it was fresh in my mind, and I got caught in one. And I remember what my brother told me to do. And you swim parallel to the shore. You'll swim out of it, and they're not that big. So it'll literally just be like, boom, you're out of it. But most people panic. You start swimming into the shore, and you exhaust yourself, and you drown, and that's what happened to Malcolm Jamal Warner. But I have this conversation, and this is something that I think, and I try to do this like without freaking them out, but anytime we go, like when we were all just visiting, your family, my family, we went down to Miami.
Yeah.
And remember, there was the riptide that was right next to us, and they knew it, and they had the cones out, and like get away from this area. They had the buoys and all that. And I keep telling this to Axel, though. This is what you do if you get caught in one. So I want him to know, like, if I'm not around, or when he's older, hopefully he draws that, like, oh, I got to swim parallel to the shore. But it's all about not panicking. And this is what, the conversations I have. It's like, you can be afraid, but when something happens, you got to also stay calm inside and think about, okay, how am I going to get myself out of this, or my friends out of this, or my family out of this?
Absolutely. So really quick on that, because that can become a slippery slope. What's the difference between trying to educate, making sure that our kids are aware of what's going on and keeping them informed, versus terrifying them and they don't ever even want to go or experience a body of water because they're like, oh my God, I'm going to be in a riptide and I'm going to drown?
I think it's just the delivery and the energy with that. You know what I mean? So you're not, so I'm very serious about it, but I'm not. I'm like, dude, the chances are, you won't, but you might. And, that's kind of how but with that, I mean, there's a good chance that you might, but
sure.
But just don't, it's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you remember this, you'll be all right.
Swim sideways, my friend.
Just
and
swim
remember,
sideways. Yeah.
It's still going to be pulling you out, but you just keep swimming sideways.
Yep. And you don't panic.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And that's, I think, just having these conversations with our kids, because again, it's like you're being real. Like, dude, it freaked me out when I was being pulled out. But I remember, and I remembered that, and I was able to draw that information and stay calm to get myself in where I saved my life.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think you kind of speak to your point or your question. It's like, you got to stay somewhat calm when you're, you don't want to like freak out,
sure.
But you don't want to make it seem so loose where it's like, but you want like, hey man, this could happen. And if it does, that's okay. As long as you know what to do, you'll be fine.
Absolutely. And that kind of even goes back to our last episode where you talked about tonality, just the way you're presenting the message. And they've got to know. If you're always serious about everything, then it's like they don't know. like what's real, what's not, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta switch it up sometimes.
Well, and I think about my mom. So my mom is, and she probably won't hear this episode, but she's gonna be 87, and it's weird. My mom is as strong as they get, right? Like she's Detroit. We call her just Detroit strong.
Mm.
But I can remember. So I say that, but that I can remember me growing up, and my mom's like, "Oh, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna break your neck. You're gonna." It's that, and for some reason, I mean, I think that maybe as I grew up and as an adult, I do like to have fun and get a little extreme at times. But then there's probably still some of my ma in me going, "Oh, I don't want to hurt myself." But she's this way with Axel, our boy. And this is where he gets a lot of where he's freaked out. And it's her tone is, oh, don't do that. Or you don't want to do that. This is what she'll say. Like we're talking about doing something or Axel will share something like we're going to do this. Oh, you're going to break your neck. You're going to, that's what she'll say.
And then you as a dad, you're like, Mom, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And now I'm another 30 minutes to an hour trying to explain the fact that he's not going to break his neck.
Yeah.
We're going to be okay.
Yeah. Like even when we took him horseback riding, and I don't know if I just think that this is like a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago, the first time that we did it, he almost didn't do it. And then luckily he did it and then didn't stop talking about it. We did it again and he was totally fine and still loves it. But it was almost to the point where he wasn't going to do it. And that was it. And we would have, if we would have walked away where we went and left him there with some of the people, which we weren't going to, they were just, we were kind of going around the stable. And I was like, great, none of us are going to be out like riding these horses. We're just going to literally go around the stable and that's our day. I don't think if he didn't do it that day, he would have never, I don't think we would have ever been able to go back and do it. You know what I mean?
And those are those extremely challenging moments as parents.
Yeah.
You have to stay in that moment and you have to allow them to freak out and to have their things, but staying consistent and being like, if we don't in this moment right now,
you're going to regret it.
This will never happen again.
Yeah.
And it will be one of those defining moments, right?
Yeah. And I always say to him, because he's had a lot of these over the years, especially from being little to now. Like I remember we went back to visit back when my brother lived in New York, and we went out there as a family, and we went to Coney Island.
Okay.
So the two of us, just Axel and I. So we were there visiting him in New York, and then we just went one day. Like the two of us, we started off in Lower Manhattan. We kind of went all the way up to back to the Upper West Side. And the next day, the two of us went exploring, and we went off to Coney Island because my wife Tammy wasn't in town yet. And we had a lot of time to fill, and I wanted him to see all these things. And Coney Island is this amusement park, and it's right there on the ocean. And it's in Brooklyn, so you got to take the subway out to get there. And so that was kind of going back to you're just in parent mode, and you're just very protective.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And it's totally fine, but you just want to be aware, right? No matter where you are. So we get there, and it's this it's the Wonder Wheel. It's their big massive Ferris wheel, and it's just a Ferris wheel. But to him, we might as well have been doing base jumping. I mean, truly.
Yeah.
And at first he wanted to go on it. We got in line. He didn't. And he flipped, and he's crying in line. And I'm just going, Bud, this is, I said, and I'm looking at him going, trust me with this. You are going to love this. We're in a cage. Look at this. So we're not going to fall out. I know it seems intimidating. It seems big, and it is. But this is something that once we do it, you're going to be so happy that we did it. And he loved it. But it was trying to, express that at the moment. I didn't want, it's a fine line. You don't want to push him into stuff, but you do kind of want to nudge him, because you know that you're going to have regret.
Absolutely.
They're going to be like, I wish I would have done this.
Yeah.
And there's been so many of those experiences, including the horses thing. Quick shout out to KB Horses in Heber. They're the ones, and the people there were amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
In that day, when they were so, and Tammy was really good in that, and I was just kind of staying out because I was afraid I was going to make it worse.
Yeah.
So I kind of let that. I'm like, I'm going to let Tammy, right? I don't want to make it, because I was getting a little frustrated, and I was getting almost maybe a little selfish, going, shit, I want to go horseback riding, and I was trying to be empathetic. This, it's terrifying him, right? And Tammy was very nurturing, and the women there that were, with KB Horses, they were so amazing with him, and they got him literally on the horse.
Wow.
And then we did our little thing around the stables, and then we were able to go up in the trails and stuff.
What a skill set. I mean, there's the people that can do that, they're they've probably seen it all.
Yeah.
These KB horses, they're like, we've seen it all. We got you.
Yeah.
It's just patience. The horses are like, I was thinking about you in that line with the Ferris wheel, and how many times as dads we don't get involved when like other parenting situations are going on.
Mm-hmm.
But what if in that moment there would have been another dad like in front of you guys, and he would have just turned around and made a comment like, "Man, you're gonna have so much fun, and look, your dad's totally got you." And just those kind of reassuring like little dialogue. Like, I don't know how that would play out, but I feel like
think if you did it just like that, it would be cool. But the problem is, I think a lot of guys would hesitate doing that because you just don't know how it's going to be received, and that's the problem I think where we are right now.
But we just keep being silent because we're like, it might be perceived wrong.
But I think the way you did it, then said it, I think would be how could you not perceive it other than just like this dad's being cool and trying to be cool in the situation and help me out and help my kid out.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no way to really misread that, but I think there might be a percentage of dudes that could, and I think that might hold some people back from even saying that. But I love that because it's how can you not? I mean, I wouldn't be threatened by that or like offended by that.
You'd almost be like boosted. You'd be like, I got this too.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thanks for seeing that. Like, kind of give you renew the energy because when you're in those moments, I don't know how you are. I get drained.
Yeah.
It's so draining because you just feel inside like you're trying to stay calm,
right?
But you're like getting annoyed and you're trying to be that. Like, there's just so many emotions that are playing into it, right?
Yeah.
So just like a little boost every once in a while could, I don't know.
Well,
if you're out there, give a boost.
Yeah, no, I love that. And even okay, so now since we're talking about it, like so Lagoon, we've got, our big amusement park here, and he loves to go. And the last time that we went, and I'm not the best in I think the amusement park situation. I was really good because he was younger and with the Wonder Wheel thing at Coney Island. But just as of last summer when we were at Lagoon and he pulled it again, and that is we get there, he's talking about it, and that's all he talks about. And then he doesn't want to ride any of the rides. And even some of the kiddie rides, he's freaked out. And I get frustrated. And I show my ass, like, as far as being kind of a jerk, and I try not to be. And I'm trying to be more aware of that, where it's like, I need to regulate my emotions here because I'm making it worse for him. And then maybe let Tammy, where she's a little softer, she comes in. But there is a part, and I said to her, I know the last time that we were there, and this is not cool. I'm like, dude, we're never coming back here.
Yeah, well,
because
like,
we
why
spent
are we
so
here?
much money.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. Like, we spent so much money, and you've done this time and time again. We're not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that, but at the moment I do.
Yeah,
the moment
absolutely.
I'm like, we're not spending. We spent like $80 a ticket or something for you, and then all the money that you're spending when you're there for food, and then you're not going to even go on like that ride there. There's a baby on that ride, a baby, and look at he's smiling. And you're afraid to go on it, so that's not helping as a parent. Like what I'm saying. And I'm literally shaming him, and it's like I'm doing that. This is exactly what I said to him last summer. That's not good.
Oh, dude, we've all been there. I've done that so many times, and thank goodness you and I have the conversations we have because it brings awareness to it. So in those now we can recognize it faster.
Yeah, and we talk about going back and repairing it.
Because, dude, before it'd be like, oh, we're gonna you want to ruin my day?
Yeah.
I'm ruining the whole damn day for everybody.
I'll torch this place. Don't you push me. I'll show you.
Right. And all they're wanting is just someone to put an arm around and say it's okay.
I know.
You're like, it's not okay.
Yeah. Do you realize we pay $25 for parking? $25 for parking. All that space there. They don't need to charge $25, but they do.
Because of you, because of this moment, you don't get to go to college.
I know.
That's your
But I think, I'm pretty sure, I hope I did. Like, now that I think about it, I'll have to bring this up and be like, hey, man, you remember Lagoon? I'm sorry. But we talk about that, in the last episode. I think we're getting more and more, we're better at it, and that is being more self-aware of, having these moments that maybe we're not showing up and being our best in those moments, and at least you go back and you repair it or try to repair it and say, hey, man, I lost it. This wasn't about you. It was about me, and I'm trying to work on my shit,
So I think some of that, though, is like timely as well, because I've done that. I've gone back, and I'm like, this thing was like a couple years ago, and I say to the boys, like, hey, man, Dad didn't show up the way that Dad wanted to, kind of lost my temper and stuff, and they kind of look at me like, what the hell are you talking about, Dad?
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we have to remember that's a timely.
True.
The repair aspect.
Yeah, like
has
we've
to-
already done the damage.
Yeah.
We're not going to go back and be able to undo the damage.
Within 1 or 2 days, they'll know what you're talking about. By next week, they don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So what you're saying is don't go back and bring up the lagoon thing.
No,
He's like, I'm just going to make it worse.
It's more trauma on you.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh, man.
Oh, I love it.
This is fun.
This is awesome. Look at this. This is beautiful.
Look at this. Waving to a woman in a minivan. How you doing? Look at that. She's turning right. She's like, what the hell are these two doing? Did you see her? She looked over.
Totally
She
did.
did like a double take.
Yeah,
like,
I was hoping we had some people walking across the crosswalk. That would have been awesome.
Kind of cool. Pull them in.
Yeah, like, or just that awkward, like, we're not really going to look at you. We're intrigued, like, what the hell are you doing over there? But we're not going to look at you.
Well, did you see the two older people on the bikes? There was the woman and the guy, and they were stopped here on the corner, and they were talking, and they were looking, and I even waved, and then she kind of looked away, like, I'm not making eye contact with you. I don't know what the hell you guys are doing.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, we're just, we're two guys with headphones and a microphone. Like, we're fine.
That's like,
We're not going to do anything,
that's
dude.
a song, isn't it?
Two
turntables.
Two turntables and a microphone.
That's it.
Quick, who sings it? You know who sings that.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I really
you
don't.
totally do.
No, come on, say it.
It's Beck. Do you remember Beck?
I do remember
Okay.
Beck. Okay.
I always do that. Sorry.
I know he always does this to me. People, I'm
Yeah.
like, got to get up on my music trivia. But I think the best thing about this is us moving forward and just keep bringing these dadhood episodes. You don't know where we're going to be.
I love it.
And if you're listening to this and you want us to come and maybe record outside of your place, hit us up.
I love
DM
that,
us.
too.
You never know.
Yeah.
We might show up.
We might just show up, even if if you don't want us to show up. We might just like this. They have no idea that we're on the other side of the brick wall of this coffee.
They're
and
in there
cocoa.
making coffee right now. We're out here chatting it up.
What's it called? Coffee and cocoa.
Coffee and cocoa.
Okay, yeah. This is the place that we always come to. I mean, this
Shout
is
out.
like our
Yeah.
place
Absolutely.
here in Cottonwood Heights.
It is.
They don't know it, but this is our place.
That's amazing.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother.
Dadhood, I be reppin' dadhood. Let's go.